Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Callahan. Thank you, Dennis Condon and Justin, for leading us in. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let's give them another hand. You may be seated. I want to thank you all for coming today as we celebrate the accomplishments of all of our 8th grade students, and they are many, and you will hear some of them as we go through the ceremony. Right now, I would like to ask Dr. Thompson, the assistant principal, to come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing while our national anthem is played by the 8th grade band, directed by Mr. Andrew von Bachoff. We can have the band members take your seats, please. Thank you to the 8th grade band. You may be seated. I would now like to welcome Dr. Cheryl Champ, Superintendent of Schools.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. Sabia, Dr. Thompson, faculty, staff, families, and friends, and most importantly, our students. It is truly an honor to be with you today to celebrate the Pelham Middle School class of 2025. This moment marks a significant milestone in your journey, and I'm so pleased to share it with you. Let's take a moment to do what we haven't done yet, and let's just give a round of applause to the class of 2025, Pelham Middle School. today to celebrate you. Our district-wide theme this year has been, We Are Pelham, What's Your Story? A theme that has encouraged us to reflect on the power of both our shared experiences as well as our unique paths. It speaks to the idea that while each of us has our own individual story, we're united by our identity as part of something bigger, the Pelham community. It feels like just yesterday that you were closing the chapter on elementary school. At least it does to me when I spoke at your moving up 3 years ago. Whether you began your story as a Hutchinson bear, a colonial cougar, a Prospect Hill lion, or a Siwanoy snow leopard, or maybe you joined us from somewhere else entirely, those early pages of your story helped to shape who you are. And when you arrived here at Pelham Middle School, you didn't leave that identity behind, you added to it. Each experience, each new friendship, each challenge and success has added a new dimension to your story. Pelham Middle School and middle school in general is a time of tremendous growth. Did you know that adolescence is the second biggest period of brain development in every person's life? That's one reason why these years are filled with such change, and yes, occasionally some questionable decisions, but it's also a time of great excitement, exploration, and discovery. These are the years when you begin to ask big questions like, what am I really passionate about? And how can I do more of that? Do I have the courage to really stand up for my values even when it's tough? Or like many of us, many of the adults in the audience, how the heck do you get from the band room to the high school without going outside? They figured it out already. They're like, what is she talking about? Anyways, it's a time of life for taking new risks, trying new experiences, and forging lasting relationships with your peers and with new adults in your lives. And in doing so, you're literally building new pathways in your brain that shape who you'll become in the future. Your class mural is a beautiful reflection of your journey. Along the border, we see the diverse interests and passions that define you. Music, sports, animals, theater, art, faith, food, travel, and all kinds of additional things. These are the pieces of your individual stories, and at the center of it all, on the mural, is your fingerprints, each one unique, coming together to form a beautiful and spirit-filled collective whole. You have left your mark, both figuratively and literally, on Pelham Middle School. You've grown and thrived during a special moment in our school's history, the 20th anniversary of the building, as the mural also illustrates, and you've added your own chapter to the story of the 803 here in Pelham. As you look ahead to high school, know that your story is just beginning. It will continue to unfold, become deeper, richer, more complex, and even more meaningful. There will be new challenges, yes, but all new triumphs, friendships, and discoveries. So I'll end today with one final thought, and it's about the pelican that is also on the mural, our school and district mascot. Pelicans are known for finding their strength in community. They fly together in formation, lifting one another up. When one bird tires, another steps in. They share the journey and they thrive because of it. So as you move on to high school and beyond, remember the pelican. Lean on one another. Lead with purpose. Step in when someone needs your support, and take pride in being part of something larger than yourself. You are Pelham. You are Pelham Pelicans. And your story is one we are all proud to be part of. Congratulations, Pelham Middle School class of 2025.
Thank you, Dr. Champ. Now I'd like to turn our attention to our band once again. They will perform Unwritten by Natasha Benefield, arranged by our very own Mr. Andrew Von Bacco. Thank you, band. You may join your classmates. Let's give them another round of applause. Thank you. Now I'd like to welcome Matthew Krause, our Student Government President.
Good morning, everybody. Today we are celebrating not just the graduates, but the beginning of a new stage in our lives. You know, together as a grade, we have grown in our own ways. For some, middle school was challenging. For some, it was easier. But we all have grown in our own individual ways. And that growth is something which will continue on throughout high school and for the rest of our lives. However, high school will just be the next stage of our lives. Looking back, there were so many different ways I've grown. I mean, if you were to ask one of my teachers in a previous year how I was as a student, they'll answer a totally different way than my teacher this year. But, you know, that's just my story. It's the same for everybody else, though. Everybody's grown. And, you know, I want to share a story about how I have grown or how someone else has affected my growth. Back in 6th grade, I was a kind of louder student. I wasn't exactly always on the best behavior. And I had a couple teachers who would pay extra attention, you know, and really make me do my best. And not just teachers, also lunch monitors. And one specific lunch monitor saw me for, you know, the kind of person I was and suggested I play football. He saw me as someone who would be able to do it, and he suggested I do it. And at first I was hesitant. I said, no way I'm playing football. But I ended up playing football. It's one of my favorite sports I've played, and I'm still playing it today. And him seeing within me that I could play football or that it would be good for me shows that people care about you. You know, they are able to see stuff in you that you might not be able to see in yourself. And that's something I'm taking with me for high school, and I think something everybody else should take with them as well. Be that person who affects others positively, who makes them better, makes them grow, or, you know, take with you that you can grow from other people. You don't have to do everything by yourself. I want to thank everybody here today. It is a very hot day out today. I'll just try and get this over with pretty quickly, but yeah, we're going to high school, and yeah, good luck.
He has grown a lot. He was always a wonderful young man. So thank you, Matt. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Sarah Pinsker and Ms. Rose Hogan, who will present our Community Project Awards.
Hello, everyone. The Community Project Award is given to students who went above and beyond on their culminating IB service project. Everyone hear me? The first IB Community Project Award goes to a group that took on one of the most urgent and sensitive challenges facing students today, school violence. Through powerful advocacy and relentless initiative, this team sparked critical conversations and brought awareness to our entire school community. Their project supported Sandy Hook Promise, and they didn't just raise money, they raised consciousness. From organizing Spirit Week events to engaging students at interactive tables, from holding a raffle to partnering with over a dozen businesses in Pelham, they made sure this issue could not be ignored. They also partnered with our school social workers to teach students real practical strategies to recognize warning signs and prevent violence, adding a crucial educational component to their campaign for all 7th and 8th grade students. This group spent countless hours working seamlessly together, demonstrating the true spirit of collaboration, empathy, and commitment. Their work brought our community closer and proved that even in the face of difficult topics, student voices can lead the way to meaningful change. Congratulations to this exceptional group. This award goes to School Violence Awareness. Nora, Callie, Amia, Layla, Alice, and Cecilia, please come up. The second IB Community Project Award honors a group that extended their reach far beyond our local community, creating real impact on a global scale. This team partnered with Ikawa School in Tanzania, and through their research, advocacy, and outreach, they built a bridge between our school and a school halfway across the world. While several groups worked with Ikawa this year, and each made meaningful contributions, this group stood out for the remarkable depth of their engagement and the global network they built. They worked tirelessly each day to meet their mission, showing unwavering dedication and a clear vision from the start to finish. Their efforts attracted donors from around the world and raised enough money to help almost complete a dining hall for the students at Ikawa, a lasting and tangible contribution. Their work is a powerful example of what can happen when passion meets purpose and how students can change lives across continents. This award goes to Ikawa School Help. Parker, Amina, Gabby, Katie, Alex, and Ryan, please come up. I'd like to welcome Mrs. Kathleen Vella and Mr. Todd Hembury to present the Tom Roxvold Character Award.
Thank you. Tom Roxvold was an entertaining teacher who infused his love of science with humor. Known to all as Rox, he was a lifelong resident of Pelham and a PMHS graduate. He not only taught science at Pelham Middle School for over 20 years, he also coached multiple sports and was deeply involved in many other aspects of serving his community. He was loyal, honest, and empathetic, and encouraged these character traits in others by his example.
This award is presented to two students who exemplified Mr. Roxvold's dedication to school and all things Pelham, and who spread their positive attitude and good humor while doing it. This year, the Thomas Roxvold Character Award is given to Fiona Henry and Ryan Krause. Fiona is unable to be here this afternoon. She is in Ireland for a tournament as a member of the New York Gaelic Football Division I team.
We'd now like to welcome Mr. Acasella to present our last award, the Tom Tobin GO Award.
Thank you. This award is in honor of Mr. Thomas Tobin, a social studies teacher at Pelham Middle School from 1974 to 2007, student government advisor for over 30 years, longtime coach, and 8th grade team leader. The Tom Tobin General Organization Award is the highest award at Pelham Middle School. It is presented annually to 2 8th graders who demonstrate exemplary leadership, academic performance, and demonstration of Pelham pride. The first Tom Tobin GO Award this year is given to Nora Resnick. Our second award recipient is Matthew Krause.
Congratulations again to all of our recipients. Another round of applause for them all. We are now moving on to the presentation of our 8th grade certificates. So Ms. Sabia and Dr. Thompson, if you could please join us at the podium. For those of you who are first-time Pelham graduates, where's our hands? We've not had Pelham graduates before. We are going to introduce you to the Pelham One Clap. So the way the Pelham One Clap is, after a student's name is called, we give it a 1 clap. On to the next student, 1 clap. And we will recognize our students at the end of each row, and then overall, thank you, Dr. Champ. Row 1, if you could please stand. Chip Gallagher. Liliana Casalayo. As you're standing up. Chip, sweetie, you're going to follow. Stand right next to Sebastian. You're going to follow him through the line. Amanda Alla. Just tell her to go through the front. Paris Alcina. Danilo Alves. Thomas Alves. Remy Argyle. Romy Aronoff. Oliver Ashlock. Yep. Kiri Algeri. Orlando Banfield. James Baptista. Reagan Bardoff. Marco Battaglia. Charlotte Blake. Harris Bland. Ainsley Loyce. Elijah Bondi. Noor Budali. Catherine Breddy. Oliver Bronson. Oliver Brown. Henry Butterfield. Trey Byfield. Alex Kayat. Nicholas Kiola. Sebastian Cantrell. Congratulations, row 1. Row 1, you may be seated. Row 2, please stand. Savannah Carden. Casey Carpenter. Ryan Carr. Abner Centeno. Emmett Cho. Juliana Cho. Ryan Clark. Gino Clemente. Reese Cohen. Mason Coleman. Nora Colkin. Isabella Colon. Brooke Conroy. Nicole Cronin. Griffin Crotty. Alexis Cullen. Chase D'Agostino. Emerson Danzis. Lily Deruian. Seamus Day. John DeChico. I'd now like to invite former Board of Education President Jessica DiDomenico to present the next certificate. Jack DiDomenico. Lily Dodona. Nash Dembowski. Amia Diotron. Liliana DiLuozo. Ariana Diaz. Congratulations, row 2. Row 3, you may stand. Jack Donahue. Richard Dunk. Cecilia Eidingong. Ayman Eldarhi. Omar Eldarhi. Dove Eliezer. Rosalia Eliezer. Gus Fabozi. Mohammed Farouk. Ian Feldman. Lucas Ferrante. Taylor Ferreira. Sienna Ferreri. Ariel Field Manning. Oliver Fisher. Madeline Fitzsimons. Gavin Fogarty. Jason Fogel. Gustavo Freelander. Charlotte Frost. Tyler Furby. Grace Gallivan. Jerson Gamaldo. Rayhan Ganapathy. Nina Gary. Lilu Garufi. Ariel Geyer. Congratulations, Rosalie. Row 4, please stand. Isabel Geyer. Josephine Gilmartin. Luca Giuseppe. Brock Givens. Natalie Glover. Lucy Gold. Andrew Gomprecht. I love all this spirit today. Akeen Gonzalez. Caroline Gould. Josephine Grahovic. Nathaniel Graves. Sawyer Grubert. Kathleen Halligan. Victoria Hansen. Fiona Henry. Miles Hong. Andrew Haran. Natalie Huertas. Rita Huvain. Owen Irving. James Jacobs. Alexander Janis. Catherine Jenner. Brooklyn Jarabek. Addison Keating. Keith Kerman. Sophie King. Congratulations, row 4. Row 5, please stand. Haley Katay. Jacob Klossner. Matthew Kraus. Ryan Kraus. Claire Laguna. Benjamin Leonard. Evelyn Liao. Kira Lowy McCormick. Leon Lofgren. Jack Lonergan. Angel Lopez. Mason Maat. Grace Magaldi Eddy. Madeline McGuire. Katarina Mans. Francesca Marcelino. Michaela Marcelino. Vincent Marion. Luca Markovic. Congratulations, row 5. We're going to switch.
Row one, please stand. Taj Massenberg Wilson. Gia Matarasso. Sophia Matsena. Sophie McCann. Gavin McGeever. Jackson McGrath. Riley McGrory. Caden McMahon. Arthur Meehan. Ryan Malloy. Emily Mendez Perez. Fatima Mien. William Minji. Ayan Mohammed Musharraf. John Monahan Morris. Ziamara Morales. Mateo Maselli. Joseph Mata. Emma Miraz. Eli Murray. Shane Murray. Joseph Mustafa. Callie Narvalas. Emma Nadaraj. Kayla Navarette. Chloe Ndoka. Despina Nakastri. Congratulations, row 1. Row 1, please be seated. Row 2, please stand. Callie Navik. Illyria Nareka. Melania Nareka. McKenna O'Hare. Colin O'Neill. Eureka Obasi. Penelope Au. Veronica Palacios Hernandez. Siriana Palaki. Sophia Panashiva. Chloe Parmiter. Angelina Pepjonovic. Isabella Perez. Gabriela Pinto. Michael Pasanti. Giovanni Polanzani. Verily Praftakis. Sayel Ramirez. Selvin Ranger. Zaki Raznik. Nora Resnick. Carl Reynolds. Zayden Romeo Rickenor. Reed Ricasio. Nico Richardson. Lucille Ring. Giada Rapol. Congratulations, row 2. Row 2, please be seated. Row 3, please stand. Gabriel A. Rodriguez. Gabriel R. Rodriguez. Jadiel Rodriguez. Michael Roth. Amina Romain. Brandon Romeo Diggs. Juliet Rosen. Ellen Rudaw. Eve Rudaw. Salvatore Russo. Joseph Ritigliano. Cora Sachs. This next certificate will be presented by Pelham Middle School teacher Janine Salmon. Alexander Salmon. Jagarvi Samuels. Darren Satriano. Keston Skepanovic. Royce Schaefer. Sophia Schneider. John Schwarterer. Jack Schwanbeck. Naomi Schwartz. Jane Scott. Gabriel Seeley. Michael Sepp. Aaron Scobo. Adriana Shala. Drin Shala. Congratulations, row 3. Row 3 may be seated. Row 4, please stand. Naya Shaker. Vivian Shen. Paige Shinifield. Layla Shirazi. Liliana Simpson. Josephine Snar. Ava Sacadato. Aaron Solomon. Aurelio Samaska. Ryan Sousa. Annika Southworth. Arthur Spadafora. Isabella Spain. Grace Spiros. Jane Stamp. Nicholas Starvado. Jillian Stevens. Abigail Susena. Tullen Swirsky. Sophia Tamayo Ricardo. Yuhan Tang, Isla Taylor, Owen Taylor, Chase Thomas, Jaden Tippis, John Tippis, Emily Torina. Congratulations, row 4. Row 4, please be seated. Row 5, please stand. Aries Valverde, Satya Venugopal, Yamiladies Vedapata, Akshay Verma, Lucas Veronelli, Juliette Vigiano, Alice Villagomez, Seagram Villagomez, Francesca Vitarello, Luke Walsh, Mason Wong, Nathan Waters, Parker Webb, Alexandra Weinberg, Cade Wolfenhout, Cindy Wu, Eliza Young, Sin Sin Zhang. Congratulations, row 5. Row 5, you may be seated. Please join me in congratulating all of our 8th grade students.
So we do have just a couple more graduates. I'd like to call up 4 of our teachers and counselor that will be retiring, Mr. Dan Friel, Mr. Brian Battersby, Ms. Maria Buckley, and Mr. Scott Brown. Together, those amazing educators, if you add up all their years of service, equals 120. Imagine the amount of lives they have affected, and we thank you from the bottom of our heart. We will miss you dearly, and thank you for all you've given to all of us. Thank you again. So good afternoon, everyone. It is an honor to be standing in front of you as the principal of Pelham Middle School. I'd like to thank Dr. Champ, our superintendent of schools, Dr. Comerford, our assistant superintendent for teaching and learning, Ms. Holtz, assistant superintendent for pupil personnel services, Dr. Fitzgerald, Executive Director of Human Resources and Leadership, Dr. Callahan, Director of Math and Science and Bagpiper Extraordinaire, Ms. Short, Director of Humanities, the Assistant Principal, Dr. Maria Thompson. She's an outstanding educator and leader, and I couldn't have a better partner. I want to thank our Board of Education, our PTA. You have been such a wonderful partner with us, and we're truly grateful for your support. Pelham Education Foundation, our main office, our administrative assistant, who answers the phone every day and has a smile on her face every day, Ms. Barbara Bagoni, Ms. Nora DiBartola, Ms. Anne-Marie Rossi, and Ms. Doreen Codella. Our security staff, thank you for being a trusted adults to so many of our students. Christina Gaddy, Jesse Pellegrino, Rich Fasami, April Clapp, thank you so much for all you give us. A special thank you to our custodians, Mr. Sutton, Mr. Condon, the head of facilities, and the entire crew, and thank you for humoring me as we set up the chairs many different ways to get as many people in here as possible, so thank you. Ms. Schwartz and our 8th grade mural committee. Will Ms. Schwartz and the members of our mural committee please stand? Every year, the mural comes out and I say, oh my gosh, this is the best one yet. And she just continues to top herself. So thank you, Ms. Schwartz, and all of our students. This year's mural was entitled Make Your Mark. It's more than a theme, it's a tribute to the legacy of this 8th grade class and what they leave behind. Truly, this class of 2025, you have made your mark. A special thank you to our incredible 8th grade team leaders, Ms. Vitale and Ms. Lieggi. Your unwavering support, leadership, compassion have made lasting differences in the lives of our students. You're outstanding educators, trusted adults to so many students, and powerful role models. Thank you. So much goes into behind the scenes of everything, so I really appreciate them. And now, congratulations to the class of 2025 and the future high school graduating class of 2029. What a wild, unforgettable ride these past 3 years have been. Today is more than a celebration of academic achievement. It's a milestone in your journey of growth, discovery, and transformation. You walked into middle school full of curiosity and questions, just beginning to explore your strengths and discover your voice. And now you stand before us stronger, wiser, and ready to take on the next chapter. Over the past 3 years, you've had to grow not just in knowledge, but in character. You've faced challenges from tough tests, new friendships, and navigating the complexities of social media, growing up in a world that demands a lot from you. And through it all, you've shown resilience, compassion, and courage. These qualities will carry you far into the high school and beyond. To our families, thank you. Thank you for your trust, your partnership, your support, your presence in the lives of your children, our students, and our school and community has made all the difference. To our teachers and staff, your dedication has shaped this incredible group of students. You've inspired them, challenged them, and most importantly, believed in them. You've helped ensure that every student has a voice and a seat at the table. Thank you, faculty and staff. One of the highlights of our 8th grade year is the community project, the capstone of our International Baccalaureate program. But this was not just an assignment, it was a calling. an invitation to turn passion into action and leadership. And this year, our students answered the call very boldly. They partnered with over 75 organizations, from local favorites like Manor Market and nonprofits like Grassroots Groceries to global partners like Ikawa School in Tanzania. They tackled issues ranging from mental health awareness, school violence prevention, to education, equity, cancer research, sustainability, and so much more. They didn't just learn about the problems, they rolled up their sleeves and became part of the solution. Some partnered with Able Athletics, promoting adaptive sports and inclusion. Others created digital libraries, supported veterans and homeless youth, or raised awareness about foster care. They balanced this work with their studies, athletics, and showing up, and showing all of us what it means to lead with purpose. Behind every one of these projects was a community of support: teachers, families, mentors, and over 30 Pelham businesses that stood beside our students, encouraging them to think big, act boldly, and lead with heart. Our students have embodied the IB learner profile, being principled, caring, open-minded, reflective, and what it means to be a true student of character. To our 8th graders, we see you. We see your efforts, the empathy, the late nights, the brave conversations. You've proven that your voices matter, and that even at a young age, you can make an impact. You already have. And while today we recognize your academic accomplishments, let's not forget the victories that don't show up on a report card. The moment you reached out to someone who felt left out, the time you asked for help when it wasn't easy, and the times you stood up for what was right, even when it was hard. Those moments define you. They show you who you truly are. Now, as you step into the high school, you're stepping into possibilities. The next chapter is full of discovery. Please discover your passion, your purpose, and your power. Don't be afraid to take risks. Try something new. Fail forward. Growth comes not from perfection, but from persistence. Stay curious, be courageous, and always lead with kindness. The world certainly needs more kindness. As you go forward, remember, be bold enough to challenge the status quo. Be kind enough to lift others up as you rise. Be strong enough to stand in your truth, even when it's hard. Never let someone else's voice drown out your own, because you matter. Congratulations, class of 2025. We are proud of you. We believe in you, and we can't wait to see how you will go out into the world. Dream big, stand tall, and most importantly, make your mark. Thank you, everyone, for coming. We ask that you remain seated as the graduates and the teachers process out into the hallway. Thank you so much.